So good morning, everybody. The good news is, in my personal opinion, the pandemic is on its way out. I'll continue this in my ride on the way to work. See you then. Bye. We'll have a little chat on the way there. Here's the main thing that I want to stress. It's time to resume life. Now, one of the fears people had was dying, right? Obvious. I personally didn't. I could see the numbers and I could say, you know what? I'm a healthy individual and this virus is not going to take me out. But that didn't matter much to a lot of people because they're still going to be fearful and they could still die for whatever reasons, for whatever underlying conditions. And nobody knew really for sure that you're going to survive because you don't know what underlying conditions you may or may not have. So, hey, I didn't put out any videos for a while, but this Omicron virus, it's not something we should be worrying about. Let's go for a ride to work. Here we are, on the way. Let me some windshield wipers on. Get rid of this snow. It's winter now. Guess what? It just turned winter and it started snowing. Oh my God. It's almost canny. I mean, like, you know, it turns winter and it starts snowing. Who would have thunk? I mean, it seems like the whole world is, if you're watching the news, the whole world is chaotic and cities and towns are flooding and so much global warming. Oh my God. But really, it's just turned winter and it just started snowing. Welcome to winter. Welcome to the new world. You know, I, in the past, have said to you guys, nothing to fear but fear itself. I know if you're watching this video, you made it through. How many people are actually dying from the Omicron? And I would say to you, you know, if you do have underlying conditions, then you should speak to your doctor. You should go to your doctor and find out if you do have underlying conditions. You know, I would not be listening to the news and say, who are saying, you know, don't go to the doctors for this, that they're overwhelmed. Well, let them be overwhelmed. You know, that's what supply and demand is. Nurses are moving all around. They're finding out different ways to work. That's what happens in life. Personally, I wanted to stay at work. I worked through the whole thing. It was, I feel I'm essential. I'm working. Paying taxes. I'm working. That's essential. So, I'm going to gather my thoughts on this. One of them is towards real life political actions. You know, whether you voted somebody out of office because you thought they were doing bad. What do we have now? We have Biden. Biden did not beat this virus. The virus has already beat Biden. I'll be back in just a few. All right, I'm going to yell, cases! What does cases of Omicron mean? What does that actually mean? All right? It's just something being passed around, right? And the fact of the matter is, the vaccine does save lives, but there's a price to pay for that, okay? You put something unnatural in your body for one reason or another in order to beat this virus. Now, I did get vaccinated, but I did not get saved from the vaccine. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, and I'm not saying vaccines don't save lives. It's just, it didn't save mine. I got the OG COVID. I got a case. It doesn't mean death. It is something to fear if it is even Omicron, that is a watered down OG. Okay? It's time to get back to resuming our lives. We should not have shut down this way in the first place, because the fact of the matter is this pandemic will not go away until everyone gets a case. And if everyone doesn't get a case, it's going to be lingering. It's going to be going around just like the flu. All right? You know, it was the worst thing they did is start calling it a booster shot. You know, and really, is it a vaccine or is it an immunosuppressant? Okay? That's what the virus, that's how the vaccine saved lives. It suppressed your immune system so that when the virus came through, instead of it just being like a cut on your arm, it's more like a keloid. Your body overreacts. My brother has it, where if he gets a cut, his body will overreact. And instead of just being a nice, you know, healing thing, like where I stabbed myself in the hand and you can't see any scars, his would have a big old lump. All right? That's what the body did. It overreacted to the virus. The virus was bad. Don't get me wrong. But it's the body that, and the way the doctors didn't know what they were doing, because medical is not science, it's practice. It's the practice of science. There's no trust the science. No, you always question the science in order to science. Dr. Fauci is a medical practitioner, not a scientist. Okay? There's no science in saving lives. You do it by the numbers, right? Isn't that how we first got famous? Going through an intersection. Hold on. The reason that Dr. Fauci got famous was because he was presenting these number models of how many people would die under the best case scenario. And we have not reached that number. The fact of the matter is, more people died with the vaccine available than without it available. Because, oh, what a coincidence, the vaccine became available only after Trump was voted out of office. Okay? You can't deny that coincidence. You can't tell me that the FDA, the CDC, NIH, all of them haven't been political through this whole thing. Anybody that says, oh, let's not be political about this, if they're a politician, they're being political. If things don't make sense, that's politics. Okay? What makes sense? Herd immunity. They wanted to talk us down from the very beginning. Oh, herd immunity is not going to save you. Yes, it will. That's what's going to happen. And if you look at plenty of countries, plenty of states that have more herd immunity than others, because there are healthy people that have already passed it around because they went to resuming their lives already. If you haven't resumed your life, resume your life. The other prediction I'm going to say is the economy is about to bust open. Because what is the economy? It's consumerism. It's people wanting and needing to buy things. The need is actually very small. It's the want, the consumerism, not just purchasing what you need, but what you want, that will blow up this economy. If you want to give credit to Biden, if he wants to take credit, so be it. I know the truth. Either way, the economy is about to go boom, big. All right? The supply chains and freedom is what's going to get us through. Not locking down, not mask, not 6 feet apart. Look at that. He had a wreath on his hood or whatever, grill. Cool stuff. All right, for those of you still watching, I'll give you a little bit about me and what's been going on. As I've said, I've been working all the way through this. My company that I work for, it's me and my boss, that's it. We've went past our 2-year mark. We made it through the pandemic. We didn't shut down. We worked, and work has been picking up. And I give him a big congratulations yesterday for making it past the 2-year mark, and even during the pandemic. And a lot of that is because he worked so hard in his life to squirrel away enough to get us through. I've never been at that point in my life where I could open up a business and do that, but that's what it takes. You got to have enough nuts squirreled away to be able to get through anything. And it's the fear of opening a business without those nuts. Literally, I didn't have the nuts to open the business. One cool thing is this business is going to be owned by the employees in the future, so that's definitely cool right there. We've been building metal, 3D printing builds back to back to back. Been working hard, learning lots, failing lots. My arm is sore right now from holding this camera. I'm going to take a break. All right, I'm back. One of the things that really gets me a little bit perturbed, let's say, is, does our government care for us, or are they just trying to get a win? And that's what I was thinking about when I took that little break. And Biden's only plan was Trump's plan. Make a vaccine available. Okay? Trump had the foresight to make it available. That was Biden's only plan. He didn't have anything else. It's sad, and that's the only thing they have. If Biden really cared about us, he would make our fuel cheaper. Because let's say, and if you guys don't know this, he had an electric vehicle summit at the White House, and he didn't invite Elon Musk. He didn't invite the person who put Tesla cars on the map, made it a reality. Okay, you really think Biden is sincere in anything? I don't think he cares for us. One of the reasons I'm talking about this is I didn't ask my boss for a raise. I didn't mention it, but all these prices, if you watch the news, this inflation has cost us an extra $3,500 a year. What has Biden actually been doing about it? Does he actually care? No. He wants a win, but this virus already beat him. Okay, this is not going away because Biden did something great. All right, I'm gonna take a break, and then I'll talk about what's been going on the home front with the airfield and all. Be right back. On the home front, it's been about a year now that I've been working on the airfield. A lot of it has been clearing it, making it flat in areas, moving dirt around. I built a pond. I wanted to wait on the pond until I just had everything flat, but I just couldn't wait. I've been working and looking at the water and how it is, and if I were to take dirt from here and put it up around here, then hey, there's going to be a pond. And sure enough, there is, and it's nice. Been working with my kid a lot, who's been on the John Deere tractor. Would you give your son, who is at major risk relative to the virus, a vaccine that could give him myocarditis and mess up his heart for the rest of your life, I'm not. Plain and simple, my kids are not getting the vaccine. This pandemic is on its way out, and our new governor, Hochul, in New York, has legislation for forcing kids to have vaccines, for allowing 14-year-olds to get vaccines without parental consent. And these are not vaccines. They're immunosuppressant technology. That's not a vaccine. Don't call it a vaccine. Just resume your life. All right, back to the home front. Things are good. It's nice to be a homeowner. It's nice to have a year under my belt. You know, more so prepared for winter this year than I was last year. I don't have things getting snowed on like my lawnmower deck. You know, it's covered, it's protected. I don't have a structure, but at least I have a deck for it, like a platform, and tarps over top of it, and all in one area. So that's nice. And I have plans to build structures out of concrete and rocks that I have on my property to make something that is as robust as possible. I spread some seed, just, you know, for fun almost. It was very late. It was like 2 weeks ago. So, you know, maybe some of those seeds, some of that grass seed takes place where I did all the moving of things, and I'm left with, say, some dirt in some areas. And I've just been giving the property hell, but by riding over it with four-wheelers, tractors, a skid steer that, you know, my neighbors were kind enough to let me borrow, and I put on maybe 40 hours on it so far, on a very nice low-hour machine, and just got a tremendous amount of work done and cleared and moved things and, you know, saved my back and all. So that was very, very helpful there at the end within the fall. I went to about 30 military events to honor veterans, whether it was their passing, and we were giving a 3-round volley salute with our weapons, or we were doing that to honor them for their 100th birthday, World War II veterans, along with parades, stopping in nursing homes, Veterans Day, Memorial Day events, going to monuments, just not forgetting those, you know. And speaking of those, let's not forget those who are not with us after this pandemic. You know, pick up the pieces, remember them. You know, my father died beforehand, but I know he would not have made it through with his lung conditions. He just would not have died. He would not have. Sadly, he's probably voting Democrat now. And, you know, if he would have made it, he probably would have said on his death certificate, COVID-19, bunch of BS. You know, I think in the end, this was a very harsh pandemic on people that weren't, I don't think healthy is the right word, but people that had some sort of issue. One second. So let me back up some of the things that I'm saying, though, with some logic. If you right now had a choice between Omicron and the flu, which would you take? I can tell you, the flu kills people. If you have underlying conditions, if you're frail, if you're weak, that flu will kill you. We all know it. But the numbers aren't inflated as much as they are with COVID-19. We all know it. Omicron is a very weak form of COVID-19. But what we found with the passing away of the flu last year, right? I mean, basically the flu passed away. It was gone. Because if you have one virus, you can't have another. So if I were the government, if I were CDC, and I'm using logic, I would say, hey, let me give you a mild vaccine. Okay, that's what a vaccine is. A mild form that won't kill you, so your body knows how to build up antibodies. You're not building up antibodies with this COVID-19 shot. It's not a vaccine. You're building up antibodies by getting a form of the sickness. That's how smallpox went away. That's how the one that causes paralysis, major one, 1950s, 60s, and it took 20, 30 years, and people are still having issues with it. Polio. My arm's tired, and I'm coming up to the circle. Let's see if I can make it through. No, I can't. Gotta stop. Whee! So this is Carrier Circle. This is where the Carrier air conditioner company started. This circle was made in the 1950s. It's interesting to look at the maps and all. I'm gonna pull right behind this guy and see this thing be made, but then, you know, after that, the company moved around, moved to other places, moved out of this area. It's a shame. But people put a couple pennies out of a dollar as more important than the economy of a local town. All the businesses that died, the small businesses, what a shame. For what? Because they let the government tell them what to do. Did the government actually help us through this pandemic? No, not me. Not at all. Not one bit. Now they're going to try and kill my kids with a shot? No way. You're not going to suppress my kid's immune system, make his heart explode. You're crazy. Just live your life, y'all. Be happy. Learn what's important to you. Hold on tight to what you have left. All right, everybody. I'm at work. Let me give you guys a good old Josh Weaver salute without covering this camera. Josh Weaver, RC, out. Love you guys. Bye.